Libra, it's Jen here from tarotspirit.net. Thanks for joining me. I am doing a reading for October 2017. Today I'm using my trusty deck. It's not my oldest deck, but I've had it for a really long time, and it pretty much was a deck I used exclusively for 13, 14 years. The Arthurian legend. Which I don't really know that well, which is kind of funny, I guess. I don't know. I just like the cards. I connect with the cards. Okay, at the bottom of the deck, you have this beautiful Queen of Wands. And this is my favorite depiction of the Queen of Wands. And I have, I don't know, lots of decks. Dozens and dozens. Because if you look at this picture, you can see how strong and determined she is. So she's on this boat, and you can see the seas are very choppy behind her. And she's just standing there holding on, it's breezy, holding on to the rope, looking dead ahead. Like she is like not being distracted or put off course, or she's not going to let any disruptions knock her off course and deter her or prevent her from reaching her goal. Like that, she has this will and this determination and this motivation, enthusiasm and passion, and she's a force. And she has just got her eye on the prize, and no drama or other people's crap is going to stop her from reaching her goal. I like that she has a little cat down here. Her familiar, some people call it. So at the bottom of the deck this month, and for me, I mean, in October, you are not going to be swayed. You're not going to allow people to get in your way. And this isn't like you're going to run people over or take people down or throw people under the bus. Not at all. It's like you're focused on your goal, on you, and you're just super sharp and focused and moving forward. So what's our focus card? Nice. So, excuse me. So the focus is the Six of Shields. And this card comes up right really quick off the top of my head is some of you are going to find ways to help with all the natural disasters that are happening. So from the hurricanes, the poor Caribbean and Houston and the Keys, everywhere. The fires, the earthquakes. I mean, oh my God, the school in Mexico that collapsed is just absolutely heart-wrenching. So you're going to find a way to give, to help. And even if like you're not comfortable or it's hard for you to just give money to the Red Cross because it doesn't feel like it's going to get to the right people, you can help out locally. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't necessarily matter who you help. As long as you're helping, you're paying it forward, you're giving it back, you're supporting someone somewhere. We're all connected. It's like a ripple. It's like a wave. It will disperse throughout somehow. So it's just doing something is going to make a difference. Even though it can feel insignificant, it will make it. Even if you just drop some food, one can of food at the food shelf box at your local grocery store, it all matters. It all adds up. And if we all do a little, it makes up, adds up to be a lot. So I just want to throw that out is coming through. But it's also like you're determined to have more equity. If you want the give and take in situations, in relationships, and work, and whatever it is, housework around the house, it's like you you're going to insist on, I mean, there's always a time where people are in need and they need more support. Um, but it can't always be that way. You know what I mean? You can't be in a relationship or at work where you're always the one doing it. You're always the one picking up the slack, because that just builds resentment, and especially in relationships, but it just sucks. It just gets really old. And so it's like that's going to be something you're that's on your mind this month. Or maybe you feel you haven't been giving enough. Um, but somehow I feel like for some of you, it's like you're going to become much more charitable, or maybe you want to work somewhere that helps people, like a nonprofit. Maybe you want to really start getting involved in your local community, helping. We have a terrible problem in Vermont because of our opiate problem. Um, Tons of kids need foster homes and things like that. So I mean, that just came to mind, but I feel like some of you are really going to sort of realize that one way to sort of be more mindful and present and stop sort of the obsessive worrying that comes with being human, that by focusing on others and helping others is a way to actually transform yourself, by sort of looking outward instead of always looking inward. Um, you're going to try to start balancing things out. So if you give too much, you're going to be more open to receiving. Lots of times we fail because we aren't able to receive, and we rob other people of that opportunity to give. How many times has someone gone, "Oh, I like your shirt," or "I like nice haircut," and you go, "Oh, really? I don't like it. It's oh, really." Ugh. And if you think about it, it's like, okay, you've just basically insulted the person that complimented you, and it's like, why, like, I want everyone, the next time they get a compliment, and I've had to work on this so hard because I'm totally the one that does that. That's why I know it so well. And just be like, thank you. Like there's no, they're not saying it. And if, if they are saying it to be, I don't know, to be an asshole, well, that's on them. But I know whenever I say something to someone like, oh, I like that, I mean it. I'm genuine. I'm just, spreading the love, trying to be nice. So just thank you. That's all you have to say. Oh, thank you. Thanks so much. And call it a day. So um, it's kind of a weird message in a way. So let's keep reading. Oh, this guy, he just came up in Aries. I hate this card. Like, I hate it because I hate this jackass in the background. He's just like, didn't you know these people? That's like, I'm great. I'm just one of my bosses. I work for one of the funniest positions. He calls it verbal diarrhea. It's like just those people that just love to hear themselves talk and love their things and blah blah blah. And this poor ladies or guy, I can't tell, I think it's a lady, is just like, shut up, I'm trying, trying to help you here, I'm trying to get my work done, can I just talk to you about the thing I called the meeting for, and you've completely taken over and made it all about you. So I think, like, it's like you're going to be moving away from it. It's like, this is not attractive, not that it ever was, but sometimes you're not as focused, or sometimes in the beginning of a relationship or a partnership or whatever, you just don't quite see it, or you think, oh, they're interesting because you haven't heard what they had to say. So if people, are kind of talk a lot, you're like, oh, that's interesting. But boy, when it's like never stops and they only ever talk about themselves, and it's all about them and all about their stuff, their money, their everything. This is going back to the balance. It gets old. So some of you are definitely going to be moving away from that type of situation and put up stronger. This is a card about putting up boundaries. It's like, my time's important too. I called this meeting. This is what I need, to discuss, and I need to go. I'm saying it like that, but like, I'm sorry. My time's limited today. Maybe we can schedule a time to talk about this at another time. But really learning to put up boundaries. Some of you have really been hurt by this person. Like, it's like you didn't quite realize they were like I know everyone says this nowadays, but a narcissist, or, just basically a selfish jerk, male or female. And, sometimes the only way to really understand these people and learn how to put up boundaries is kind of go through a toxic relationship, whether it's with a boss, a family member, a love partner, um, a friendship, or whatever. And it can be really heartbreaking because you feel like you gave so much, you put so much of yourself, and this person just is like this bottomless pit um of take and take and take and take. And so I think some of you have um, been with someone that's just been, you put so much into this relationship, and you finally have to come to the conclusion that this is not working and it's time to move on. But it's really going to change you. I don't see you guys getting resentful, or, it's funny, the Temperance card, this came up for Aries too. It's like getting things back in balance. Um, Getting things back in balance after a situation that wasn't balanced. That was, yeah. And the Four of Swords is just like meditation, being alone, healing, regrouping, kind of putting, you kind of have to have the Four of Swords to take some time to sort of ponder a situation you had been in, and sort of sort things out, figure things out, find the wisdom in the situation, the lessons in the situation, and heal before it's time. Okay, now I guess I'm after that I'm ready to, um, get back out there, again. So here's some overall cards. Yeah, so you guys are definitely walking away from something, and this card's come up quite a bit, and so you may have already heard me say this. These situations can be like the lottery, like a slot machine. It's like you just keep putting, like, you think, I've poured so much into this, it's got to start paying off, right? This person's got to start. I've done so much, they've got to give me a raise. They have to start, have my back now that I need a little bit of support. Listen to me when I'm having a tough time. You can have those friends that they call and they talk about themselves, and you try to talk about you, and like, oh, I gotta go. That's like, But they give you it's like they sense when you're like about to be like, screw it, I'm out of here. I'm sick of, this is bull. And they give you a little bit. They give you just a little bit. So you're like, okay, maybe, they're not, you know, a selfish person that is just not, right for me at this. We're in different places. But the big payoff never comes. So it's hard though to cut your losses, because you feel like I have 2,000, metaphorically $2,000 into this person. That's a lot. Like, I don't have that money to lose. It's got to pay off, but you have to be disciplined. It is a little bit, I think, like an addiction. These situations we allow ourselves to stay in that are not, some are abusive. They're just not healthy. And it's like we've put so much in. It's got to pay off. It's got to pay off. And you've got to, and they'll make you feel like, oh, I was just about to do something awesome for you. I was just going to give you a raise. I was just going to do this. It's bullshit. It's only and then they try to get you come back. So you may have done this several times. This is a lesson a lot of us, not very few people are able to have boundaries right from the get-go, and like, I'm not letting toxic people in. It's something a lot of us have to learn. So don't get too far. Don't get down on yourself. Yeah, it's just it's just, it's the five of wands. It's the five makes things uncomfortable. They irritate us. They're a pebble in the shoe. You have to, it's something you can't ignore. You have to deal with it because it's irritating enough. You can't ignore it. So it's time to deal with something, let something go. You've put enough money in that slot machine. You're never going to get the payoff that you deserve or want. So it's time to really change. Like, the wisdom would be to transform how you are in relationships, to set boundaries, and know when to cut your, like, have a limit. Like, I'm going to spend $50, and if once my $50 is gone, I'm done. Period. And then stick to your commitment of that. Okay. So that was Libra. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye.